The number one question that I get asked as a liveaboard boater is, does it get cold on a boat? I mean, seriously, come on. The answer is, of course, yes. If you don't have the fire on, or if you're not very good at making fires. Anyway, we've got loads coming up in this video. I'm really happy about this one. We're going to be steaming up the Stainforth and Keadby Canal, headed towards Keadby Lock, which is where it joins the Trent, the River Trent, which is a scary one. We've also got the world's only sliding railway canal bridge, a review of Thorne, which you might find interesting, especially if you're a local wanting an outsider's perspective, and just generally having a lot more fun than we did in the last episode. Welcome to another fantastical voyage into the deepest, darkest realms of South Yorkshire. I can't tell you how happy I am to be leaving the boatyard. I don't know if you saw the last vlog, but oh man, it's so good to be out of there. But even just to get into this lock and onto the visitor moorings just 5 minutes down the canal felt so good. I was experiencing a level of unbridled enthusiasm that not even this little accident coming up could spoil. First thing I do is smash straight into this, take off the bit of the blacking. Tit. Anyway, here we are in the town of Thorne in South Yorkshire. This is a funny place. It reminded me very much of my hometown Gillingham in Dorset, which, you know, has been through some rough times. And if you just walk around Thorne and talk to some of the locals, you'll hear about how the town used to be a lot better. It was once famed for its boat building, but that stopped a long time ago, although my friend Mick here, he has a boat building business, and he tells me, this is his fact, he tells me that 9 out of 10 boats, this is my South Yorkshire accent, being commissioned into UK, he didn't say into UK, are wide beams, and I thought that was quite an interesting one. So currently in Thorne, yeah, it's not a tourist destination, but it does have some interesting buildings. I mean, a lot of them are falling down, but there was one I saw that was on Grand Designs once, so you could say there's a lot of potential here with cheap house prices, but also there's a lot of history as well, if you look closely enough. Most people, I think my age, would work in Doncaster or Sheffield. So it's very much a commuter town, a lot like the one that I grew up in. Now, here we are back in the library, and I just wanted to point out something that I've noticed, and that is go into the computer area of any library in the UK, and it seems like most people are on Facebook or watching YouTube, in this guy's case, with some really loud headphones. There were some really interesting businesses in Thorne, actually. One of them was this second-hand furniture shop, which you might have just missed if you were just wandering round. Yeah, loads of stuff here, and it seemed pretty reasonable price-wise. Friendly shop owner, and, oh, hello, little doggy! Then there was this amazing traditional Yorkshire pie shop. All the meat pies were fantastic. They must have got it from this excellent butcher's just down the road. There are two things that Thorne has an abundance of. One is friendly, down-to-earth people. And the second, of course, you've guessed it, pubs. This week, the Old Vault in Thorne. Good real ale pub, this one. And they're brewing it on site as well. Tonight, it's open mic night. At this point, I've got to say, the standard of open mic nights in Yorkshire generally is absolutely top-notch compared to what I've experienced and had to put up with down south. And yet they still let me get up on stage and play. I was in the band for about half an hour playing bass. So that was amazing. I wish I could have filmed that. So massive shout out to all the guys in the band, especially Jim Phillips, local legend, who, if you're from Thorne, you will be very familiar with because he seems to know everyone. Absolute gentleman and a top bloke. Anyway, music aside, which the pub does very well, we're here for the beer really, and they have a load of great ales on tap, but also they're making their own behind the scenes. I'm just getting a bit of a tour of the actual, this is the old vault, and here is the old vault where they're actually brewing beer within the premises.
You've got the mashing vessel where you prepare, you put all your raw materials in, then that goes through into your condenser, which cools it all down, which stores it into your tank, and then when it reaches when it's cooled down, then it's piped from there into your main tanks for, I think it's up to 5 days before we barrel them properly.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Come on. So yeah, Thorne. A strange place really, but not for me because I'm used to those kind of towns. But yeah, people there were so nice, so friendly. It's just a shame that a lot of the buildings are falling down. Anyway, let's leave Thorne now and crank it up towards Keadby. I've just come up to the first swing bridge of the 5 or 6 I've got to do today, and it's faulty. So I've just got to wait now until the council, there's a council run bridge, until they show up. It's fine, it's fine. It's fine because I've got time now to make some breakfast. So I'm going to have some lovely milky porridge. Oh yes. It's just getting stuck. I think it's just too cold. Right, I managed to get through, but only just. And hopefully it'll be usable for people now to go walk across again, because apparently it does break down a lot. A pointless bridge, that one. But we've gotten through it, and only 5 more to go. Can't even describe the feeling after 6 weeks of being cooped up in a marina. It's just fantastic to be out. I'm sure it's the same for anyone who actually has to moor in a marina during the winter. Then when you come out in springtime, not even the prospect of tons of swing bridges and lift bridges is going to upset me. Or is it? Oh God. I am not looking forward to this one because we're on a road, and I'm going to have to shut down the whole road and probably upset a few farmers and workmen, because it's just gone 9 o'clock, so it should be all right, but there's always traffic about. The worst thing about this, of course, is that you have to hold people up longer than you would do if you had crew, because I've got to get on my boat, get through the bridge, get off again, then get back to this control panel and close the bridge again. Another swing bridge, and it's always hard to know which side to moor up on, but go for the one with the hinge on it, and then you can never go wrong. but I always forget that. Yep, I left my key at the last swing bridge, so I'm gonna have to go back and get it. And I can't use my bike because it's all on grass, muddy grass. It's just not gonna get there. Never mind. It's a lovely day, glorious day. Another swing bridge and another train. Woo! Now, it's very hard to tell because there's hardly anything around these parts, but I've just left Yorkshire. I've been in England's biggest county for a year, a full year, and it's been an absolute pleasure. So to everyone from Yorkshire, thank you very much for having me. I'll be back, definitely. It's got one more swing bridge and then I think we're pretty much there. There's also a really interesting train bridge up here that I think you've got to beep your horn to get through. Unfortunately, I haven't yet attached my horn. It was also really windy, so I had trouble controlling the boat, but thankfully the signal operator saw me and waved me through. I did do a bit of research on this bridge. I couldn't find much, but from what I did find, apparently this thing runs on batteries which are trickle charged by mains power and then leap into action when they're needed to power the hydraulic pumps. I just loved its impossible nature and the sound it made as it slid back into place. Absolutely amazing. There's only one of those in the whole world. Incredible. And here we are at Keadby Lock. How was that? Pretty awesome scenery there, I think. And although it's freezing cold, just great to be able to see the sun. Now it's time for the Crank It Crew section. Who's joining this week? First up, Mark Fearon. Mark, he wants to kind of do what I'm doing in about 3 to 4 years' time. Mark, I really hope it happens as soon as possible for you, and you can get all your plans sorted. Thanks again for supporting the vlog. And then we've got Dennis Jan Mortensen. I hope that's how you pronounce your name, sir. Thanks for supporting the vlog, and welcome to the Crank It Crew. Matt Willis is the next one. Matt, thank you so much for your support, mate. In you go there in the voyage logbook. And last but not least, I've got to say, Paul Wennington, congratulations on joining the crew as a producer. And Paul actually wanted me to thank people on his behalf, because it was a husband and wife called Carol and Paul. Carol and Paul, I don't know if you're watching or if you remember this, but Paul says you turned him on to narrowboating, and now he's a volunteer lockkeeper and moving on to his boat in March next year, 2018. So that's a very exciting time for you, Paul, and thanks again for supporting the vlog. Well, as you might be able to see in the background there, the fire is getting there, and it's a lot warmer on the boat now. So for all of those who have stuck this video all the way through and you wanted a bit more of an answer, well, it all depends, doesn't it? It depends what your insulation's like on your boat. It depends, you know, when I have the curtains closed, it's a lot warmer than when I've got them all open. And obviously the temperature outside does affect things a lot. Recently it's been like -2 at night, and it has been pretty cold. You just got to keep that fire going and never let it go out. Top tip there. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. The next video is going to be a bit of a Christmas special. I feel ridiculous even saying that, but yeah, I couldn't resist, and you'll find out why in the next video. See ya, bye!